Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back, guys. It's a beautiful day out here, and I'm actually in my second home in Hollywood, California, on the rooftop, enjoying this nice smoothie. I got me a ginger shot I'm going to mix with my smoothie. It's a king kale, so it has kale in it, and it has some probiotic and some dates, a lot of other nutritional stuff that I got mixed with it. But yeah, so you guys know I'm always inspired to the video topics, right? And so yesterday I had a very interesting conversation with some colleagues and some higher up people in my profession. And hold on, let me get this situated. I can't control the music, guys. They got music playing out here. You guys probably can hear it. I wonder, is that over there a better spot? I mean, thumbs up if you guys like the lighting. Let me get this stuff stirred in here really good. So how you guys doing today? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Hey. Alright, so yeah, I was inspired to this video topic because I had a conversation, like I said yesterday, right? Now someone, I would say a colleague of mine, came across, well, not that she really came across, but she knows my email address, right? Because I use my personal email address. Even with professional communication, I still use my personal email address because I'm like, this is me. What do I have to hide, right? Like, I don't have anything to hide. So, in our meeting, she was like, I saw I noticed your email address. I guess she just not noticed my email address, right? What's up? See, it's like, I guess you guys probably can see me pretty well. Thumbs up if you guys see me well, but it's like the lighting makes it difficult for me to be able to read you guys' comments, and I'll try to talk loud enough so you guys can hear me because I know there's music in the background. So, like, yeah, she been had my personal email address, but she was like, so somehow, I guess, she got a curiosity, right? And she, like, saw that, my email address, you guys know my email address, it's authordelete@gmail.com, right? So she was like, it made her curious to, like, want to know more, I guess, because she was like, I didn't know that you're an author. I'm like, come on. I've been in this program 3 years, you don't know I'm an author, but anyway, I don't advertise. Like I said, I keep my professional life separate from I have, I guess, 2 separate worlds that I live in, right? And I keep those worlds separate, so I have my clinical psychology world, then I have my author world, but I kind of been on a hiatus from writing, so it's kind of a complicated situation, but I'll try to give it to you guys the best I can. So she said that she just so happened to, like, look up my name, my email address. Like, she typed in, I guess, author Danielle Leach. And she was like, I was just so shocked and surprised to see that, you're an author. And I guess she came across my website and my Facebook page. And this isn't the first time someone, like one of my colleagues, came across, my other identity, as they call it, which I don't consider it a different identity. I'm like, I'm Danielle. That is my identity, okay? Danielle is my identity. I may write BDSM erotica, of course I'm trained to become a clinical psychologist, but my identity is Danielle. That's who I am. I'm a black African-American woman. That's my identity. So that's how I describe myself, I am a black African-American woman who writes BDSM erotica. It's not that, oh, you are a BDSM person. Like, that's my identity. Like, no. I don't know. People, I guess, put their own identities onto other people. But anyway, so, yeah, she came across that. That music is kind of loud. Like, dang. something real quick. Because I am like on the rooftop. Let me see if there's better lighting here. I still probably can't read you guys' comments. Hey, no, I kind of like where I was sitting at first. You guys want to give you guys a quick tour. Alright, that's it. So, yeah, so she was like, and from that, you know, she saw my website, she saw like my Facebook page, and she was like, oh, I didn't know that you're an author. And it was more like, oh, you know, she mentioned BDSM, and then I think she said like polyamory. I was like, my identity with polyamory? Like, first of all, I'm not even polyamory. I think people get things confused. That's why I have to do this video to clear the air, because I feel like I am the most misunderstood person. Oftentimes, like, people just totally like miss me, you know? They just totally miss me, and they form their own perceptions of me based on, I guess, what I look like. I don't know, what I talk like, what I act like, just stereotypes basically. They don't really get a chance to know me as a person, no matter how much explaining I do. And I did a video before, you know, talking about my BDSM writing and my interest in polyandry. Polyandry, which is different than polyamory. It's like, you have to break it down for people, because people just like, they go like to my website, for example, and they see a book. It's a BDSM story that I wrote. It's fictional, called Dying to Submit. And they're just blown away, like, I guess by the title. Not even the graphics on the cover. It's just like, I don't know, maybe they clicked on the excerpt from the book and they started reading, like, oh my gosh. And granted, it's written in first person, so I think this is where a lot of people get confused, because they're like, it's written in first person, so they think that it's me, and they just somehow think that, oh, this is who you are, you exposing yourself, you this. It's just like, that happened before. And this woman was totally wrong. Because this is an issue with social media. It's like, people go and they see like a little snapshot of you and they just think that's cute. But smart people take the time to really go the step further to really get to know a person and to see. You will see that I am a BDSM writer. You'll see that I am interested in polyandry. I don't have like polyamorous relationships. And polyamory, for you guys who don't know, is basically multiple sexual relationships. I'm like, I don't do that because I don't have casual sex, number one, and it's been a while since I had sex, number two, you know. So, and I feel like this whole thing about, you know, it came up where there's like, oh, well, how does your client sit with your public self-disclosure? I'm just like, dude, I don't share that much. You know, like, everybody, most people have a social media account. You know, even doctors, no matter what profession, people in, lawyers, like, people have social media. And people share pictures. You know, I had supervisors where I went to their page, and, you know, they share their vacations, they're in bikini, you know, so it's like, big deal, you know. I mean, I get that, yes, there should be boundaries there, but for me, I'm always cognizant of what I share on social media, because I have to protect my own safety first and foremost. Like, so it's almost as if people, they come at me like, as if I don't even give a damn about my own safety. Like, dude, my safety is first and foremost. But in terms of my clients, I'm like, none of my clients ever ask, oh, like, it doesn't even come up, like, oh, what's your website? Or you write BDSM erotica, or you're in, like, that isn't, why would that come up? I'm trying to figure out, like, if they come in for their own issues, right? Why would my life come up? I feel like it's more so my colleagues having this perception and this need to impose their own prejudices against me. And I'm like, I don't know what y'all got against me. I ain't do nothing to y'all. So why are y'all like all up on your girl like that? So what? I write BDSM erotica, so what? But one of my professors was like, you know, it's kind of like back in the day how they're like homosexuality was taboo, right? And so they had to keep it hush-hush, you know, in certain like professions and even like just public. because people were just like, ew, that's nasty. And it's like the same thing with BDSM. I've done a video about this before, where people who are very ignorant to the BDSM lifestyle, and I say ignorant, I use that word very strategically because it is ignorance. It's because they have a lack of knowledge. They don't know. You know, so it's best to go and educate yourself on these matters and not look at it like, oh, you're a freak. Because outside of academia, people who I've shared that, you know, I'm interested in the BDSM lifestyle, like initially, most people's initial reaction, oh, you a freak. I'm a freak. I'm a human being who is very comfortable with her sexuality, unlike you guys. And I find it very ironic that people who are within the field of psychology, being that we are working with clients to reach a point of self-actualization where they can be comfortable in whatever identity that they choose, that these same people take to trying to shame PhD students. I don't like that. Don't shame me for something like, and I said, it ain't like I'm out here doing something illegal. That's not illegal and it's not unethical. If it was, I don't think I would be in the program still if I was doing something illegal or unethical. So it's just a matter of preference and understanding, and okay, y'all may not be interested in BDSM, fine. I don't want you guys, like, you don't have to be. This lifestyle is for people who are interested in it. And that's why there's a whole community around it, and there's lobbies, you know, around this, because people, everyone has their own rights. And I take a lot of issue with that. But, like, yeah, when it comes to the whole conversation about, oh, what are your clients, like, dude, they don't know. And if they do, if it was to come up, let's say somehow, just magically speaking, it has not happened. And I've been in the mental health field for a while now. You know, on the East Coast, in New York City, and on the West Coast in LA, and in Florida, in the South. And no one has, like, no one cares. They don't, like, I mean, sometimes they may ask, like, questions, like, personal, like, surface stuff, but they're not there for me. You know, they're not there to see, oh, well, what do you, like, are you married, or are you single, or when the last time you had sex, or, like, they don't. I feel like the things that people within our profession worry about, that clients is not worried about that. That has never been an issue, but let's say hypothetically speaking, it ever becomes an issue. Like, let's say, chances are very slim, right? But anything is possible. So let's say possibly a client may be like, oh, I saw your website, which I doubt that's ever gonna, if it ain't happen now, I doubt it's gonna happen, but like I said, it could happen. Like, dude, so what? They see my website, so what? That's nothing, you know? It ain't like I'm a porn star. Like, you know, you have teachers that have a whole private life, and, you know, they be like doing all kind of shit. Like, dude, that's not me. Like, they make it seem like, oh, I have this secret life this secret life that I'm hiding. Like, if I was hiding, dude, my shit would not be public. And speaking of the whole thing about being public, my shit will always be public, because the whole question came up was like, oh, maybe you should, like, make your page private. Oh, no, I'm a public figure. There's no way I can go private now. I'm too public to go private. So that's that. And if a client ever asks something that's personal, I know how to taper self-disclosure. For the most part, I keep self-disclosure at a minimum. And then the question came up was like, oh, well, don't you consider your Facebook page self-disclosure? Oh, yeah, but that's to the public. And that's anybody. Anybody can go, if we live in an information age, anybody can go find information on anybody. So if you want to say that a person who has information out there, which we all do, and a client finds that information, then that's like, no. But anyway, I mean, like I say, I'm comfortable with what I share on social media. And yeah, some things I share may be controversial. You know, I have a lot of political opinions and views. And a client is not going to agree with everything that I post if they come across my post, which is unlikely, you know. And it's interesting because I had one of my clients, like, who actually got off of social media, right? And the conversation of social media came up, you know. But he never asked what my social social media. Like, nobody cares. Like, client, come on, dude. The stuff that y'all worry about, clients don't care about that. They really don't. I think clients appreciate therapists who direct the focus on them and keep it on them. And that's the kind of therapist that I am. I always do. Even if a client comes near to asking like a personal question, I always spin it around to put it back on the client. And I know how to conduct myself professionally. And yes, I've shared like some things, you know, about my personal life, but so what? I'm like, you got doctors, licensed psychologists who have written books about like very detailed books about their personal life, you know. So my book ain't even published yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I mean, I like conversations like this though. Even though like we had this conversation yesterday, I kind of like being challenged. I like when people stimulate me to think about certain things, but it's not like I haven't thought about this, you know. I mean, I live in my body 24 hours a day, okay, 7 days a week. So if any, like, I think about things before things even come to me. So it's not like it's a thought that hasn't crossed my mind before. But back to this whole assumption, like, oh, polyamory. Like, no, I'm not interested in polyamory. Polyandry, yes. Polyandry is where there's one wife and multiple husbands. Yes, I'm interested in that. And BDSM, y'all have to go and watch my other BDSM videos to learn more about that, because it's so much. It's such a dynamic lifestyle. It's hard to really sum up. You know, there are many different roles that people who practice BDSM play. There are many different kinds of relationships. There are many different activities that exist within BDSM. And I'm not interested in all of that, but I am interested in a portion of it, you know, which I've talked about. I don't feel like I gotta hide that, you know. I don't. I'm not gonna hide it. And going forward, as a budding psychologist, I value transparency, and my client's gonna know who I am. No, they ain't gotta know like what color underwear I got on. That's too much information. Like, I don't tell nobody that, but yeah, they may know, okay, if I'm in the BDSM, they may, especially in private practice, but I don't even know. I doubt that's gonna come up. Now, if, let's say I run groups, right? With people, clients who are in the BDSM lifestyle, then yeah, I'm gonna share my experiences. Like, who wouldn't? You know, but up to a certain point, it's not like I have to share everything, but you can put yourself into the context of therapy. It's an interpersonal relationship. If it's gonna help the client gain a deeper understanding of themselves, why not use myself as a tool? So y'all need to stop attacking me, because I'm like, you know what, I might need to contact my lawyer, because I ain't got time for these games. I really don't. Like, I don't have time for these like power control games, you know, that people like to play in this profession, you know. My profile is public. It's gonna always be public. I have a lot of information out there that I own with under my profile, under, you know, my website. I have several websites. DanielleLeash.com is not my only website. You know, I think I own 5 websites total. And yeah, but like I said, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the inquisitiveness. Like, it makes me think even more, but like, I'm not worried about that though. That's one thing I kind of appreciate more about New York City, because I'm like, I lived in New York, and they actually they supported me. My professors, my supervisors knew about my website. They knew I was a BDSM writer. They knew all of this, and they supported me. I mean, most times New Yorkers don't care. They can care less, because that's minor stuff, you know. It's like, that's so insignificant. Because everybody is on a grind. Everybody, like, most people in New York are entrepreneurs. Out here, California is different. Everybody like want to be an employee and work for somebody, but everybody has a grind in New York City. So it's not unusual for, let's say, a PhD student, you know, or even a licensed psychologist to like juggle more than one thing at a time. You know, like, you have your identity as a psychologist or as an intern or a therapist, but you also have other stuff that you do. And it's not like those identities have to compete with each other. It's not competing. It's just, it's not even, at identity. I'm just looking at it like, okay, I have this thing that I do, and I have school that I'm working on. So I know how to conduct myself. There are people out there who are doing some really significant stuff, but for them to hone and like people to just be like, so maybe I stand out because I don't know why do I stand out so much? And then they was like, oh, you have a big following. My following is not big. Like, dude, my Facebook following is like what? I don't even think it's like, it's not even 9,000 followers, dude. Like, my YouTube channel is still growing. Y'all, it's not that deep. Stop exaggerating stuff. Stop sitting up here blowing stuff up, making it bigger than what it needs to be when it's not that deep. It's not. It really isn't. And let me know, like, I feel like this is the thing. This is the thing I don't like about people in LA, because they beat around the bush. They don't like speak specifically. You know, like if you see, like literally, if you're a friend of mine or a colleague of mine, and you see something specifically, which I'm not, you're gonna see anything like that. But if you see something specifically that concerns you, right? Then say it, like screenshot the post. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. But they can't even do that. They just speaking in general terms. Oh, BDSM. Oh, they said polyamory. And I was just like, polyamory? I'm not even interested in polyamory, but. And if you guys paid attention, you like people just. This is the thing. They don't even watch the video. They may see a video just like this one, right? It says BDSM and polyamory. Automatically people like assume, oh, she's in the BDSM and poly. No. Click on the video and watch it. Like even one of my superiors like, I don't know, because I haven't been to your website or watched your videos. Exactly. So stop like accusing people. Why are black people guilty until proven innocent? I don't like that. Don't sit up here and try to like make me like assume guilt onto me. Don't do that, because I'm out here, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I follow the rules. Like, I don't like that. That really, like, it bothers me, you know? Me being a social media influencer, a public figure, that is one of my identities. That's part of who I am. So let me be me. Like, dude, that's me. You have all different kinds of psychologists. Everybody isn't the same. Everybody ain't gonna sit up here and look like a white male psychologist with a beard and claim it's a white blank slate. And even that, I feel like it's racially biased, because y'all have this assumption that everybody's supposed to be white. I'm black. It will never be a white blank slate. Number one, because I'm black. I'm a very colorful person. I'm a very dynamic. And I even told them, I said, I'm a Model 3 therapist. So I'll let my personality shine. Not so much because it's not about me, but I use aspects of who I am. Like I'm real, I'm authentic with my clients. I'm not trying to be a white female therapist. I'm myself. And guess what? If y'all don't like it, then fine. I'm going back to New York anyway, where they accept me as who I am. They know I write BDSM erotica. In fact, they applaud it because they like to see psychologists do different things. We all are not supposed to look alike, talk alike, act alike, behave like, no. We all different. We're different. I'm always going to be different, and that's just what it is. So I feel like accept me for who I am, as long as, of course, I'm not breaking any laws or violating any ethical code or doing anything like, I'm not. So if I'm not, then don't make an issue that's not an issue. And stop talking about you've been to my website and you've seen this and you da-da-da-da-da. And another thing, y'all may come across some stuff on the World Wide Web that ain't even true. Like you have to get it from the horse's mouth, myself. You can't be going and reading some stuff that you heard from somebody else say about me, because a lot of that stuff is politics. People create videos on other people who have somewhat of a, a presence online, or in real life, as a public figure, whatever you want to call it. that, yeah, y'all know how politics works. Like, people have opinions and they may say things that isn't even true, but they just do it because they have an agenda. So instead of you listening to what those people say, if they say negative things about me, which you ain't really gonna find that too much, but there's some stuff out there, instead of going based on that, ask yourself, what is this person's agenda and why? Like, why are they saying these things, you know? Don't just be like, oh, well, that person said this about you, so we believe it and run with it. Like, that's really? Are y'all that naive? I hate to bring up Trump, you know. His name is brought up so many times, but like he says, some news is fake news. So you can't believe everything that you see, especially on social media. People just say stuff because they have an agenda. And I think all of it came from when I began to support Dr. Lamar Johnson publicly. You guys probably don't know who he is. Some of you guys do, but he is a school psychologist in Pennsylvania who has successfully purchased a school that a lot of people claim that he wasn't going to be able to purchase and build. And because hello, hey, how you doing? Good. Because I had supported him publicly and people hated this man, then all of a sudden people started like hating me. And I'm not even saying like a lot of people, it was just like this one person that created these videos about me, which I ended up reporting her. And then, you know, of course she has a following, so like basically she's a ringleader and they started following her and hating me, but that's in the past. And he's like in the process now of restoring the school that he purchased, and that has a projected opening day for next year. So that's just an example, you know, like, yeah, you have like just people out there who have their opinions and perspectives. And a lot of people are just out to try to destroy a person's reputation and their image and their character. That's what is character assassination. So you can't just click on something and be like, oh, this person said this about, you know, Danielle, so it has to be true. Like, people tell lies all the time because they have an agenda, you know. You want to know me? Sit down and talk to me. I don't have anything to hide, you know. I'm not like this person, like I think the people y'all need to be worried about is the quiet students. The people y'all need to be worried about is the ones who don't have a social media page. Because they sit up here high and you need to tell them what they got going on. Them the ones, they pop up, end up be doing some foul shit. And you think that they doing everything good because you ain't heard nothing from them. The people that's out there, they put their stuff out there, there ain't nothing to be worried about. Because obviously we have nothing to hide. So I feel like I'm good. It's a beautiful day out here. And this semester is just flying by. I'm just like, dang, we got 6 more weeks left in this semester. And the lighting. Then we got 6 more weeks left in this semester. And like, I pretty much have to finish wrapping up my dissertation proposal. And I like when people ask me, like, what's your dissertation about? I was talking to this doctor today. He asked me what was it about. I told him. He was like, oh, that seems interesting. Like, I'm like, okay. Because it's beautiful to see like people who are outside of your race that can support you, you know, especially like, yeah, it's so ironic that you think people within your own race have your back, but a lot of times they don't. So people just, you know, people period just support you. And even though my dissertation is on like race, it's on, you know, racial things, people who are not black, they still support it. And I think that's a beautiful thing. It's like they don't have this hatred and jealousy where you got people within your own race. They're jealous of you, man. That's all it is. They jealous, they hate themselves, so they hate you. And sometimes like when you hear people say, well, sometimes it's people who are outside of your race who will support you even more, who got your back even more. And that's so true. People outside your race sometimes do have your back more. They believe in you and they support you. And people wonder why black people engage themselves in interracial relationships, whether it's personal or professional, you know, business, because it's about building, man. People got time to compete and hate on nobody. Like everybody trying to eat out here. We all trying to survive. Nobody got time to be like the crab in the barrel mentality, and you see that a lot within groups. You know, and a lot of times it's not just, you know, African Americans within that group, but it's within every single racial group. It's all these within group politics and self-hate within their own group. You know, they put each other down, but then it's better sometimes, you know, stuff outside your race. So with that being said, I'm going to finish enjoying the rest of this day. All I got to say on a final note about this whole BDSM thing or polyandry, whatever issue that I bring up or whatever topic, you know, I talk about many different things that offer my perspective, and most of my stuff online is just me talking about topics. It's not really so much about me sharing personal information. Yeah, of course, I talked about a relationship that I've had, you know, but it has a point to it, me talking about it. Every video I make, it has a lesson in it, so I may use certain things about, like I may tell certain personal stories about myself, but it has a lesson attached to it, you guys. It's a lesson, okay? A lesson. But I'm about to head out here. Y'all feel free to share your comments below. I'd like to hear what you guys think. I realize, though, you know, anything you want in life, especially if it's a huge goal that you're trying to achieve, it's not going to be easy, you know. You're going to have people that, you know, don't want to see you make it, or want to give you a hard time and whatever, because people gave them a hard time, so they feel like it's their job to give you a hard time. And I'm just like, hey, I'm here for it, baby. I'm here for it. This ain't my first rodeo, but I'll catch you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.